Hi, and welcome back. Today I thought I would do a card using the faux wood technique I used in the last video. And this is just here for focus. I think my focus disappears because it doesn't want to focus on just the card. Here I have a pre-cut card. This is just a 12 by 12 card cut in half and folded, scored. I have a lot of cards that I have left that I did a long time ago. So this one, if you can see, you see, it has a cut line. So I'm gonna secure it with a piece of washi tape. This is just a washi tape I got from Panduro, I think, a while ago. And it's just that it matches the card, so you won't see it that much. So I'm gonna just take my little washi tape. Cut it off. Fold it and burnish it down. So it sticks well. Next thing, I have here some papers that I've just cut down to match the height of the card. I want it to be a side folding card. And this card measures 15.2 centimeters. Of course, you need to measure the cards you're making. You can make this however you want. Maybe you want to make it like this. However. So I'm going to just start and ink up these papers using the faux wood technique, and for that I'm using wrong one. Tim Holtz Distress Inks. Come on now, focus. Gathered twigs and pumice stone. I'm gonna start with the gathered twigs, and then I'm gonna go back to and fill in some with the pumice stone. So I'm just starting. And like I did in the last video, I'm not keeping the pad like this, but I'm keeping it at an angle and just taking the edge of the pad. The harder you press, the darker it's going to become. So I'm putting that to the side, and I'm going to keep going. The panels I made are probably a little bit too much for my card, but I'd rather have extra than not enough, and I can probably use this for something else later if I got this over. And you see I'm using it on a scrap paper that I take away afterwards, because since this reactivates with everything, it's a little bit of a pain. Now I'm taking the pumice stone and bringing the whole pad. I'm holding the pad flat against the paper because I want the gray to shine through more, and also it helps darken up the paper. The paper I'm using is not a clear white paper. It's a bit of a cream color. It's just scrap I had over from another project. So it's more, you can see the difference. This is a white paper and this is a cream paper. So you see it's a bit more cream. Okay, I'm taking this paper away. And then I'm gonna use my little round distress tool And I'm just gonna ink up the edges. I will probably need to ink up the edges some more when I put it down, where it does not, where I have to cut it off for stuff. But for that, I'm using walnut stain in Distress ink to get a different tone on the edge parts. This video will probably be a lot shorter than my last one, and I'm thinking if I have any more videos that take that long, I'm gonna split them up into more videos instead, make it a bit easier to watch. Me myself, I love long videos, but not everybody else does, so. Okay, so now we're just gonna glue these down. And you see they're starting to dry a bit, and you see all the color variations you get, which is pretty awesome. And I'm just using Eileen's Tacky Glue Original to glue this down. Nothing special. You can use ordinary PVA glue, like wood glue or whatever glue that dries clear. I just like this. It's easy and it dries pretty fast. I use a lot of wood glue also for stuff like this, but now this is the one I have handy. And I'm just lining up the edge of the board I'm gluing down to the edge of the card, so I get it pretty straight. Let's see here, so you can see. Oh, sorry, I'm probably out of frame. So I get it pretty straight. And then I'm just keep going. And I'm trying now to make so that if I have lines and stuff, they're not gonna be in the exact same place, so you get some variation, so it actually looks like wood and not just painted paper, or like wood planks rather. Got some glue on me. I keep my bottles of glue always upside down, so they're always ready to go when I am. And you see here, you got some paper sticking out, so I'm just gonna trim that off using my scissors. You can use your paper cutter if you want to be precise. I'm not that precise of me, so. And here you see, you have like this wood planking background, and I've already prepared one, because this is good, especially when you use wet glue, to put under some kind of press, so it doesn't, you see it's starting to warp a bit. I have these tile, just ordinary ceramic tile, and I just put it on top of it and I let it dry. I use that one for modeling paste. So here I have one that is already dry. This has actually been sitting there for maybe 3 days, and here you see how the colors start varying more. Here on this one I also took my Gathered Twigs Distress ink pad and went like this to get these lines, and you can do it more or less however you want it. And you see I've used different kinds size of paper strips. And now I was thinking, I put this a little bit to the side, and I'm gonna go on to do the sentiment. So for the sentiment here, I have just an ordinary piece of paper. It's about, I think, maybe 110 grams or something. And I have here, mounted on a clear block, Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful. And I was thinking that I would emboss this. So I got my small Versamark pad. These are available in bigger pads, and you can also use to re-ink them just plain glycerin. So I'm inking it up and I'm stamping it, and I think I'm gonna stamp it on this side. Sorry, got cut off there. So there I have it, inked up and stamped, and you see I probably had something not cleaned properly on that stamp. And here I just have a copper embossing powder. Unfortunately, this embossing powder is not available anymore, but you can use any kind of embossing powder. This is just a really old one I have left from when Pandora used to sell. And you see here I should have used my anti-static embossing thingamajig, but I didn't. So we're gonna see if I have to redo that one maybe. So I'm just using a paintbrush to get the embossing powder that stuck around the sentiment instead of where I wanted it. So I'm just putting on my heat gun. I stamped this really bad, so we're gonna do it again. You're gonna be here for all my mistakes as well. Fortunately, I have another scrap paper. I save all my scrap papers and stuff that are of some size. And the white ones I keep here, close to me on my desk. And the colored ones I keep in folders. Maybe I'll show you someday. And now I'm gonna be smart and use my anti-static little thing. This is just some fabric, and in it I have baby powder. You can use talcum powder, just plain talcum powder. Cornstarch works as well. And this is to get the static off the paper. Let's see. Oh, I think that's stamped better. Yeah, I think we got a good impression now. I better close this up properly, otherwise I'm going to spill it. Like so. And I'm thinking we're gonna make this into a bit of a banner. And to make a banner, you just go into the middle, from edge into the end of the snip, and again from the corner into the end of the snip. And here you have a banner already done. And I'm thinking this probably needs some inking on the side. I think I'm gonna go with just walnut stain again. Just keeping it pretty simple. Not making it too over the top. And when I'm doing this, I'm keeping my little tool slightly on an angle, so I don't get round like stamp marks like this, but so it gets a gradual coloring instead. So okay, that looks pretty good, and I think I'm gonna use some foam tape to stick it on there. Here I have some of my cheapo foam tape that I use all the time, and it works like a charm. And I'm not gonna be cheap with my foam tape, because I want it to be able to go through the mail, even though and not be all crooked or flattened too much or something. The edges I'm not that worried about, since I don't mind if they go a little bit like up. That could be kind of nice actually, if they curl a bit. So I'm putting this down here, trying to straighten it with this edge, like so. And then I have here in my little jar of brown decorations, or yeah, decorations that I made and stuff. And I was playing a couple of days ago with my yarn flower maker, and I made some of these flowers that I really liked. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna use one of these. I think, because that's pretty nice. Let's see, which one do I like better? I think that one. And I'm gonna show you the flower maker I have in just a bit. See if I maybe want some. Not those. These are also some pearl leaves I made myself a bit ago. I do this sort of thing when I'm bored and I don't have anything to do and don't feel really like creating something intense. I just want to keep my hands busy. And there are videos out there for these kinds of decorations. Just gonna see. Yeah. So I'm just fastening it through the flower. You can just glue them down as well. This is just, since I can do it like this, I'm doing it like this. If I couldn't, I would have snipped the metal wire off and glue them on with like glossy accents or something. So like that. And my little flower maker looks like this. It's really simple. I got it from China. Cost me about, I don't know, 15 Swedish crowns. And you just use the yarn around it. Maybe if somebody is interested in me making a video with this, I'd be more than happy to do it. Just put it in the comments down below. Now I'm gonna use my turbo tacky glue from Eileen's, mostly because it dries faster, so this will stick faster, which makes it easier. And I'm just putting glue under the flower and just sticking it down. And then I think we need a little bit of bling on this one. Just something small, something simple. And here I have my bling. So we're gonna see what I have. And I'm thinking we're gonna keep with the brown theme. And these are scrap berries, faceted bling. It's not jewels, it's like faceted, just plastic thingamabobs. Glue doesn't want to stay on these smaller ones. I'm gonna have to glue them on. And I do everything almost by color, which means I sort everything I have by color. It just makes it easier for my head to see what I want and to find it easily. So I'm gonna use, here I just have ordinary wood glue in a thin applicator bottle, also bought from China for a small price compared to what we get it for here in Sweden, at least. Sweden, it's really expensive, most stuff. What the guys in America buy stuff for ordinary price, that's our sale prices usually for most stuff. So if I can get it cheap, I'm gonna try. Okay, I think the outside is done, so I'm gonna go on to the inside. And for this card on the inside, I've chosen the same paper I used for the wood panels, or the faux wood panels, and just cut it down to be 14 by 14 centimeters. And I have here just a simple corner punch, which gives it a little bit of, not just round, but a little bit of a pattern. And you can use whatever you want or nothing at all. And I actually messed the first one up. Doesn't matter. When something like that happens, I usually put it in the left corner down, because that's the last place people look. And if I'm really bothered about it, I do it again. But I'm not that bothered by it right now. So I'm gonna use just my ATG gun for this, for just taping it down. I love this thing. It's super great and makes stuff like this super easy. And here, I'm not even bothering. Yeah, or maybe I will. I will just go in with my walnut stain again at an angle. And since the cardstock is so dark, it won't show very much on the edges. So I can do it like this and just darken the edges of the insert paper up a little bit. I probably should have done this before, but see, this works too. Nobody will ever know I didn't do it from the start. And here I have another stamp, and this is from Crafter's Companion, and this one says love. I don't remember what the stamp set is called, but it's an A5 sheet. And I'm gonna do the exact same thing that I did for the front and go in with my Versamark clear watermark stamp pad, stamp it, and emboss it with this beautiful copper embossing powder. And here I actually don't mind if I actually almost want some to stick to the distress I put on to make it look a little bit more distressed. The love on this stamp looks already a bit distressed. I'm just gonna go in with my heat gun again, like so. And I'm just checking so I got all these little splotches. It's really hard to see if they're melted or not. I think I got them. So this is the card I made today. A really quick and simple card using just stamp pads, stamps, and just plain paper, more or less. And of course you can decorate the card however you want. I just like the rustic of this like jute twine with some bead leaves. And if you want me to show you to do that, you can also put a comment in the, or put it in the comments down below. And that was it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.